SEBI told the exchanges basically that you need to take an earlier order in a different entity which seems to be linked to the Subhash Chandra group to put it on the table and present it before the court. So we'll talk more about that, but we've hit the opening bell and it's a 50-point decline to begin with, pretty much in sync with what the SGX Nifty was telling us. So where's the pressure coming in from? Eicher, by the way, is off to a flying start, 5% up. So that's the big mover on the way up. But in terms of pressure, stocks on the lower side, JSW Steel, Hindalco, we've been talking about this meltdown in global metal prices that's still weighing on some of these names. Asian Paints is cooling off after yesterday's big rally post numbers. Divi's is down about 1.5%. L&T is still struggling, another 0.5% lower over there. TCS, Infosys, Reliance, your big boys are starting out on a lackluster note, slightly weak, if one could say at this point in time. Sun Pharma is also slightly lower. Dr. Reddy's is seeing some more pain after yesterday's 7% decline. So these are your major names. But the one big trend that's immediately coming to light is more pressure on metals, follow through on the downside from yesterday. And L&T and Dr. Reddy's, again, more follow through on the downside as the day opens out. Now let's talk about the better half of the screen. Eicher is up 5.5%, roaring away on those good numbers. Britannia is on the upside. Tata Motors is positive ahead of its numbers today. There's a little bit of buying on M&M and Bajaj Auto, and even Maruti. Okay, so clear trend Friday morning. You're perhaps off to the long weekend, is it? Because it's the auto stocks that are really taking it away. Two-wheelers, four-wheelers, across the board buying in auto. And ONGC, there's some talk about them hitting more discoveries. So ONGC is also looking slightly positive. That's how things are starting. I'm just pulling up Z because we were discussing this as the market opened out. 6% down on that stock. Uncertainty over the Sony merger. More details on what exactly happened in just a bit. But Nigel, what are you looking at?
Let's focus on a couple of stocks that are doing well. South Indian Bank, well, the management sounded extremely confident. They're talking about mid-teens growth in terms of the loan book, as well as NIMs at around 3.5%. And positive commentary on asset quality as well. So that stock's up 8.5%. Intellect Design, last few quarters have been quite subdued. They bounced back. Margins as well have achieved what they were looking out for. So that stock, in fact, is up close to around 5% as we speak. Sona BLW Precision, the flow is moving to them. So that's why that stock as well has opened up in the green. BLS International, where it opened up in the green, but it's slipped into the red now as we speak. So that's another stock on our radar. Vodafone Idea, the stock is down close to around 2% in pre-open itself. From the FNO names, well, stocks that are moving around, you have Sambandhana Motherson, which is up close to around 1.2%, and NCC as well is up close to around 1%. And Interglobe Aviation is just moving one way. That's northward. It's up close to around 1% odd. And that stock has been really moving from strength to strength. Prashant, what else?
You know, I want to put out the MSCI names, right? And that's basically where a lot of the action is. Look at Max Healthcare. I mean, actually, we'll put this as stock stacks, 3 at a time, but maybe intradays for now. Max Health is up 4.5%. It's coming up with a lot of volumes. Sona, BLW, Sonacom, that's up 3.5% as well. Both are going to be included in the MSCI India Standard Index. And HAL is the other one which comes into the index as well. So Hindustan Aeronautics will come up on your screen. There are exclusions as well. There is Indus Tower, which I think we highlighted. Adani Transmission and Adani Total Gas are the others which are getting excluded as well. And I think those should come up on your screen as well. Nimish has been highlighting some of these names. I mean, actually, Sona Comstar was on his chatter list yesterday on the inclusion side. Not many were expecting, some were, and he had that on his list. So that's up about 3.5%. Now, what else, right? So, Eicher, of course, is the big one. Zensar is up 3.6%. So, Rima highlighted the numbers, which seem to be good. Newland was up 20%, was limit up. It's up another 3% right now. South Indian Bank, we just had the management, good set of results. It's up 8.5%, coming up with volumes. By the way, right out of the gates, volumes are not a problem. A lot of volumes. You got Intellect Design, which on a quarter-on-quarter basis has reported a very good set of earnings. It's up 5.5%, almost 500 on Intellect Design. There is Kirloskar Brothers, which is up about 7.5%. Solid volumes. BSC, Bombay Stock Exchange, is up 2%. Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, and you'll hear from the management in a bit from now, that's starting at about 30-31 rupees, and that is higher as well. On the downside, L&T is down another 1.25%. So after results, markets unhappy, stocks lower. Rail infrastructure stocks rebounded yesterday, but they're down. RVNL at least is down 3% on super volumes. I mean, volumes up or down are, again, very strong on these names, RVNL in particular. Hindalco lost 3.5% yesterday. It's another 2%, 2.5% down now. So 411 on Hindalco. Deepak Nitrite, 1.6%. I think there are earnings cuts to full year FY24 estimates after earnings for Deepak Nitrite, 1895 on that one. And there is Divi's Laboratories, which is coming up with losses once again. JSW Steel is down 2, SAIL is down about 2. Lots of these names coming up with cuts. Shree Cements, Adani Transmission, Indian Hotels, and so on and so forth. So it's a market of stocks, and that's where all of the action is. 46 points lower, 18,250 is where we find ourselves at the index level.